I used to believe that raw honey and royal jelly were exempt from like the negative aspects of sugar. And then I tried to incorporate it, and it is such a slippery slope. Like, you can believe that honey is different to like refined sugar, molasses, coconut blossom sugar, stevia, blah, 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 all of them. But as long as something is sweet, it's going to affect your insulin, it's going to affect your inflammation receptors. I don't know the science behind it. I cannot explain it at all scientifically. But what I can tell you is that in my experience, even when I have raw, the most beautiful, the most pure honey possible, and trust me, we literally went to a farm and bought honey straight from the hive, believing that it wasn't going to have any negative effect on us. And I adopted this idea that honey is okay when I started eating more raw and researching more about the primal diet and arginine, etc. And it works for some people, but in my case, I don't think I am metabolically healthy enough to reincorporate honey. Maybe one sweet day in the future, maybe like 2 years from now, because I don't know how long it's going to take to become metabolically healthy. And I did fall for the trap after my first 90 days on carnivore, and I felt so good and my cycle was so good and I felt like over the moon that I was pain free. But I'm definitely not ready for honey, and I don't recommend that anybody who's new on the carnivore diet, anybody who's still reversing insulin resistance, anybody who's got diabetes in their genes, in their eating habits, anyone who's coming from a high carb, high sugar diet, don't fall into the trap of, oh, honey is a healthier sugar. You need to eliminate sugar completely. First of all, you need to recover from the sugar addiction. And we all have it. Sugar is the only legal drug on this planet. And it's the most inflammatory and it's the cause of all these metabolic diseases. So don't think that after 3 months of carnivore, you've qualified to have sugar. I learned the hard way. I brought it back, and my symptoms came back, and actually they came back even worse than before. I think like if you do carnivore, you eliminate and reduce the inflammation, and then you reintroduce something like honey, sugar, and your body is like, don't you dare.